Welcome to another great episode of the Darren Green Show. I am your host, Darren Green. This is episode 191. I'm here. It's just me. Still some technical difficulties with Amma and her system. So we're just going to keep on doing the show just with me for the time being. But I will say this because I don't want this to go unnoticed. Thank you guys so much for the views and numbers from last episode on YouTube. We made about like 500 and some views. People were commenting. The likes were pretty good. The clipped videos that I did went well. I just want to say thank you so much. I'm going to do more episodes because I need to be more visible, especially really for the audio listeners. So I'm thinking of doing like Tuesday shows. Tuesday shows might not be as big as the Saturday shows, but I think I might want to get into doing that because I know that there's a really big gap between each episode. Like when this episode airs, you don't really hear from me too much throughout the week because I'll be working and, doing other things. So, I'm going to give you guys more content. I think that's deserved because you guys, there is a want for these episodes. So I'm going to give it to you and we're going to try to do those Tuesday shows. Now we're going to get right into the topics today because it's just me and I do my little topics and I go home, play some Sims or whatever I be playing, whatever I be doing afterwards, child. So what we're going to be talking about today is Jason Lee over here lying on Tamar. Then we got to talk about Coi Leray and how she's the queen of sampling now. Then we'll talk about Caitlyn Jenner and her thoughts on the whole University of Wyoming sorority sisters calling out an Artemis Langford for some things that has been alleged. Child, we'll get into that when we get into that. Whoopi Goldberg not buying Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's story, as we all weren't either, but we'll get into that too. And we got to talk about the Carters over here buying like California's most expensive home. Okay, shout out to the Black Excellence. Okay, Black Excellence. Okay. And we got some more topics to get into also. Now let's start by talking about this whole Jason Lee situation, child. Now, he did this interview. Let me fix it up a little bit, because I don't know why that's doing that. He did an interview with none other than Marlo Hampton from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's a current Peach member currently, until further notice. But during this interview, Jason said that Tamar texted him saying that Kandi wears fake designer clothes. Kandi Burruss. Now, mind you, we talking to who? We talking to Marlo. Why are we bringing up other people's stuff? And see, if I was Marlo, I'd be like, this is my interview. But when you really look at the clips and other parts where Marlo was talking about everybody, but we'll get into that. That's besides the point. Now, Tamar, however, right after this aired, I couldn't find the video because it was all over social media. On all the blog spots or whatever. Could not find the video because I wanted to play it for you guys of him saying that because it literally came out of nowhere. Like they were talking about something else. I guess they were talking about Kandi at one point because they're getting into the gossip of the Real Housewives. Real Housewives just started, so Marlo was going to rehash whatever beef that she got with Kandi or whatever the case is, but. At the end of the day, it just came out of nowhere. It came very left field. This is something that you don't say on an interview. Like this seems like something that would be like on a standalone podcast episode where he gets into the hot topics. But like, you literally brought this up out of nowhere, child. And even Marlo, and when you see her response, if you do see the video, like she's a bit taken back. Like, oh, I don't know nothing about that. Like, ain't got nothing to do with me. Like it's so left field. Now, since then, Tamar has responded. Now, let's get into it. And she made a tweet. She said, and let me just say this. Not only did I not say that, my desire is to have peace and resolve over the whole situation. Everyone gets triggered when they are hurt, child. Now, a lot of people looked at that, like that last part right there, where she said everyone gets triggered when they are hurt. It's giving like I didn't say it or I didn't say it was true, but I did say it out of, because I was angry. I was triggered by something probably that Kandi did. And I wanted to, vent to somebody like a Jason and say what you said. Anyway, Jason was quick to respond to be like, Jason Lee does a lot of things, but Jason Lee does not lie. And I see everything on this good old internet. Okay. Now, if y'all can see this little picture on the side right here of like Queen Elizabeth, child, because let's not forget that your blog came out with the story that she had died way before she actually had died. Okay. And then said the Buckingham Palace came to y'all. Out of all these news sources, all these blogs, I mean, before TMZ, the Buckingham Palace spoke to y'all, a source from the Buckingham Palace? Oh, no, child. No, Jason, you lied. You lied just like Tamar lied. Okay, I believe that Tamar had said it. I think she did say it. Like I said, this part right here where she says everyone gets triggered. My guess is she got mad at Kandi. She vented to Jason. And then she probably, because you know Tamar like this, she like when she mad at somebody or she arguing with somebody, she like to add on some shit, right? That's what Tamar does. And there you have it. Like, oh yeah, that girl be wearing fake designer stuff. You know, I was with her during the whole Big Brother thing, so I would know, yada, 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 right? I was just like, child, it's her word against his. You really can't believe the both of them. Maybe she said it, maybe she didn't say it, right? But I also think that this is something that should have been brought up on a standalone episode, right? This didn't make any sense for an interview. I mean, but when you look at people like Jason Lee makes content to get on other blogs to make it viral. Like, it's not all about like having these, you know, good and wholesome interviews where it's like really stimulating. You want the shock value moment so they can get on the Shade Room, the Neighborhood Talk, and all those other blogs, Gossip, all that. All those blogs, all those sites, people can talk about it on TikTok. I mean, that is what content has become. That's what podcasting really has become with a lot of these bigger podcasts. And I'm not just being mad because my stuff is not out there or whatever, is not as, you know, posted all over the internet or whatever. But I'm just saying what my objective truth. Okay, a lot of these bigger podcasts, they do not want, if you want to call that a podcast, I think it's just like an interview show because it's not giving podcasts, but they want to make the shock value. They want to have the shock value moments. And this is exactly what this was. If that is your friend, why would you do that? That's like personal information that you said. Now, if he isn't lying, right? Like at this point, you didn't say it. So you might as well just reveal the damn text thread then. You know, I mean, you might as well. You done dogged her out. You threw her under the bus. Now, for Tamar also, too, because I'm looking at Tamar sideways also. I'm looking at everybody sideways, right? For you to sit there and say, oh, you know, basically say, oh, this has nothing to do with me. I never did. I'm trying to have peace and resolve. Didn't months ago you outed Kandi and Todd for, like, trying to physically assault you? I mean, now you want to be rid of this situation. Now you want to be, oh, my name Bennett, I'm not in it. Okay. Fine, but like just looks a little bit disingenuous. Okay, I don't know, maybe because she got like a new man she's about to marry, so she wants to be like very squeaky clean and wants to wipe her hands of all the mess or whatever. But girl, you wreaked havoc. Okay, and your friend, your alleged friend now, because I guess y'all not friends no more, outed your ass and you made your response. I mean, at the end of the day, like you my desire is to have peace and resolve. I just don't get that. Like, girl, you just was out here being dramatic and drama and spreading what you feel like is the truth or whatever. I mean, like I said, we still don't know if Kandi and Todd tried to physically assault her. Maybe it was just Kandi and she kind of just thought Todd was just in the mix. Who knows? Who cares? And honestly, child, get out of here with that. Now, as for Marlo, I mean, you just allowing him to just bring up other people while you're doing your interview. But when you really look into the clips of that interview, she was talking about Kandi. She was talking about Drew. She talked about how Drew she be taking back clothes. She was talking about how Portia is, you know, kind of fake and fraudulent child or whatever. She was talking about Kandi all the way down, child, saying that she the man of the house and saying that Todd, you know, she be paying Todd and all this other stuff, child. The same old mumble jumble she been saying. I'm like, cause you know, Marlo doesn't have nothing going on in her life, so she has to talk about other people because no one really, when you really get to the meat and potatoes of Marlo, she really doesn't have nothing to offer. Sorry how that sounds, but it is what it is, right? So, of course, she was talking about Tamar. Of course, Jason Lee wanted to bring up Tamar and other people because Marlo ain't got nothing going on. I mean, other than that whole situation with them kids, what else are you doing? What else? What are you creating? I mean, at least like, Sheree. I mean, granted, she by Sheree ain't doing shit, but like, at least like she got something going on with that, like, the sight down or something. There's things that she got going on. There's things that Kenya got going on with her husband and all that other stuff. Marlo, what do you got going on? Okay, and we need to get into the meat and potatoes of why you like to talk about other people while your ass is getting interviewed. It just doesn't come out. I don't know, y'all. But tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. And I mean, she looked great. I'll say that. She looks real nice. But honey, like I said, nothing to offer, child. Now, I wanted to move on and talk about Coi Leray. Now, I'm not going to play the snippet that she released on social media today, child. But Coi Leray is being dragged on the internet after previewing a snippet of a song that she's getting ready to drop, right? And the new song samples the Technorotics classic Pump Up the Jam record. If y'all know that song, Pump Up the Jam, pump it up on your feet, it's not whatever. Basically, she's sampling it. I don't even know if you can call it sample at this point anymore. Like, it's giving like you're doing karaoke. It's giving cover music. Like, it's not sampling. Like, okay, you're using the elements. Okay, I guess you can call it sampling because you're using elements of the old song. But basically, the song is her rapping the chorus and then adding her own bars to it. And a lot of people are saying that those bars are mediocre. A lot of people are saying that the chorus, her actually rapping the pump up the jam, pump it up, like it's too slow and it kind of messes up the whole flow of the sample of the song, really. People were just saying a lot. They weren't here for this, right? So we all know the song Players. It went number 10. And I think her and her team thinks that this is the way to go. We got to be the sample queen. We got to sample every song because that's what gets the hits. And no, it's not working. Obviously. She made a response too. Let me see if we can get that response. Bops doesn't have a sample. Keep streaming Bops out now. No More Parties didn't have a sample. Twinning, no sample. Big Purr, no sample. But when I do a sample, I body that MF. Honey, now Bops, I heard Bops. Okay, you can say that it doesn't have a sample. It has elements of like one of those older, early 2000s type song, like the background music. It's not a sample of a song, but it definitely has like older elements. So, I mean, it's in a way, it's kind of still sampling. But I mean, that song ain't going nowhere, child. I wouldn't even, child. And for her to say twinning, Big Purr, all that stuff is like, it's music that, yes, it got you up there. I would say because of TikTok and people were using it for videos and stuff like that. But I mean, girl, okay. Like, no, you are the sample girl. Like, this is now the third song that you have done, that you sampled. And it just does not sound right. It's not working. And there was so many people in the comments that were bringing up like Prince's whole quote of like how sampling has become like sampling is actually killing music. Okay. People don't sample music properly anymore. Okay. And when I mean that, I really mean that in the most wholesome way. I think that people like a Kanye, and I know y'all might feel a way about this artist right now, but at the end of the day, we got to keep it real. People like Kanye did sampling just in a way that was completely different. And that's the point of sampling a song. It's not to do karaoke and covering somebody else's song, right? It's to take elements from that original song and turn it into something new. That's why when you see all these kids talking about like, the songs that, Kanye West did or some other songs that other artists did back in like in the 2010s era, the sample, like they're like, oh my God, no, we always thought that this was the original song. But then when you look back and like, oh no, this is where the actual song came from. You wouldn't have never known because the sample was so different in the way that the actual artist recreated it. You don't even know the originator. This song right here, they'll always say, "Oh no, that's her rendition of Pump Up the Jam." Like this is a cover song. This is not a real sound. I don't know, child. I mean, this is at least not how music should be made. And honestly, I don't see how the song will get any better. Like some people's like, "Oh well, you gotta wait till the whole song comes out." Let me tell you how this song is gonna go. We're gonna start off with the damn chorus, then we're gonna get a mid verse, and then we'll do the chorus again, and we'll be followed by another mid verse. And then we'll might get a bridge with the final chorus. Like it's not going to be nothing revolutionary. It's going to essentially, and I think that's the problem with a lot of these new music that rely heavily on the sample music. It's like y'all try to not be different, and that is the problem. And my thing is this: if we're going to do music like that with this sample, it should be paired with lines that are just better than the lines that you're giving. This is ABC. 1, 2, 3 type lyrics. And you're hearing it from me. I mean, it's not good. It's not entertaining. Like it's not memorable. Okay. You know, the punchlines are not there. The wordplay, none of it. It's just, you're just literally just rhyming. Simple words on a song and doing a chorus that somebody else did. You could have had the original person playing on it while you were giving another. I don't know. I mean, it sounds very karaoke to me. Okay, I wouldn't even consider this a sample. And you know, I think that she needs to start focusing on like honing in on her lyrical. And I'm not saying being heavily lyrical because not everybody's like that. Not everybody can be heavily lyrical, but like we got to work on the lyrics, honey, because if I'm not remembering what you're talking about on here, it's not going to go far. People are not going to like what got your earlier music was the memorabilia, right? When you think about twinning, because my twin and them go best friend, and then or the other one, Big Purr. You know, everybody was saying Big Purr. You know, that was a big moment. You're not giving us that type of energy with this music. You know, it's just, you know, I'm gonna slap a little old record on it. I might do the chorus or have the old chorus playing while I do like a simple rap, and it's just it ain't working, child. And if this is gonna be for, and what I'm reading here, this is a preview from her upcoming album. You need to really rethink a lot of those singles, because this is not this. It's gonna have the same fate as your first album with 11K streams. Or 11K pure sales. Girl, we got to do better, child. We have got to do better. But anyway, let's move on. My next topic I want to get into was none other than Caitlyn Jenner, child. Caitlyn Jenner is definitely on a crusade against the trans community, child. I don't know. Maybe she just has trans guilt because she's a trans woman and she sees others that are doing things that are not the right thing to do. I don't know what the case is. But anyway, let me give y'all a bit of context. So the sorority group Kappa Kappa Gamma, the Sisters of the University of Wyoming, have been speaking out after commencing a lawsuit over the inclusion of a transgender member. Now, it was alleged that a trans woman sorority member, Artemis Langford, is being accused of being inappropriate with the house members of the KKG sorority house. Allegedly, Artemis would sit on the sofa in the common area watching the sisters walk by for a prolonged periods of time. One allegation, she added, reported that Langford was seen having an erection through leggings. This person would watch the girls change in the bathroom and just made everybody uncomfortable. Okay. And the girls are speaking out about it. They've gone on many media circuit outlets. They went on Fox News. They went on, I think, the Kelly show. I don't know her name, but like they were on a couple different interviews this week to really talk about their frustration with having this person in their dorm. And this is essentially what Caitlyn Jenner had to say. I'm going to let it play out, child.
You know what? If you look at those pictures, what I have to say is he is a perverted, sexually deviant male. I'm sorry, Artemis Langford, you're not a woman and you do not belong in women's spaces. I was listening to Fox News the other night, and Clay Travis, I think, put it just perfectly. He says, living in this woke world, equality really, really has become inequality. And it's so true, because the women are not being protected here. And that is a shame. I've been fighting this woke world for a long time. Obviously in sports, we know how that's been going for the last couple of years, trying to protect women's sports, and now in a sorority. And, you got to fight back all this BS every day, tooth and nail. I mean, look, you know what?
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it goes on.
What I have to say.
Ooh. Now, all right, Caitlyn. Now, here's my thing. And this is going to be, I don't know how y'all going to respond to this. But if what these women are saying is the truth, this is not a trans woman. Okay, this Artemis Langford person, this is a straight man posing as trans to gain access to women's privacy. Okay, I've talked about this on many occasions with a lot of my friends, talking about how, yes, the allowance of the trans community to now be in the gender spaces where they want to be in is going to cause trouble for, just a person that's a man saying that, hey, I identify as a woman, so can I be in this dorm space so that they can, because let's be clear, I don't think the average trans person is not doing this type of stuff. Okay, the average trans person at this climate, right? At this climate where the trans community is attacked by a lot of these Republicans, by a lot of people just in real life, because everybody need a boogeyman. Okay, and that's what the trans community has become. And for a person to sit there and do that, a trans person, and I'm not saying that this is not, they're like trans people are like angels and that they all, are respectable and they don't do stuff like this. They're deviant in their natures. But what I'm saying is the average trans person is not doing this because of the super magnifying glass that they have, that people have on them. This is a man. This is a man posing as trans. And for Caitlyn to sit up there and be like, oh no, this is perversion. This is why I fight for about the athletes and stuff. The athletes, that's different. Okay, these are people, granted, not for nothing. Believe what you want to believe in. I'm not telling you what to believe in. I'm not telling y'all but the people, when it comes to the Olympic sport, people like I think the girl that was like a swimmer or something like that, the trans woman that was a swimmer. I don't think that they wanted to be in that space to, look on after women or try to, I think that they are trans and they wanted to, play in the league that they assigned themselves. In this situation, you can't conflate the two. This is a man that wants to look at women. Okay. This is a man that is after these poor sorority sisters. If this is true, because let's be clear, I've been in college before. My first college, I remember we had like one transgender woman. Okay. And she was put in one of the women, because we had suites. So she was put in one of the women's suites, and there was like one girl that said, oh, I don't know, like I don't feel comfortable with her being here. And, I seen her get erected before, and it's kind of like I don't want to see it or whatever. Nobody else in the house was saying that. Nobody else in the house felt uncomfortable by this person. It was just that one girl because she just didn't feel comfortable, which is her right to not feel comfortable. I mean, she can move, but it wasn't the case. That sometimes people do make up stories. I don't know. We haven't heard Artemis' side of the story. It's their word against this person's, against Artemis's. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. But what I will say is, if that is true, this is not a trans issue. Okay, this is a straight person abusing the privilege that was given to trans people. And I think that is a problem because now they're going to use this as a way to be like, see, they can't get these privileges no more. We got to put them back with the men. We can't, they do stuff like this. This is an isolated incident. This is one person, and this is not a trans person at all. Tell me what y'all think about it in the comments. I don't want to talk about this too much because this is really not like celebrity gossip. This is like kind of political stuff. But I just feel that that ain't no trans woman, okay? And for Caitlyn to sit there and spew all that, like, girl, so what are you? Okay, we're gonna have to look in the mirror, okay? Anyway, now I feel bad, right? Because look, I really want to believe Prince Harry and Meghan Markle right now. I really do. Don't get me confused, right? I think that they were chased by paparazzis. And I understand, I may be on the fence with this topic, but I understand how this could be scary to them. Look at the fate of Princess Diana. I mean, she died being chased by paparazzis in the car that she was in, got into a bad accident. So I can understand that your blinkers might be on, or you might feel a way about some paparazzis chasing you. Now, let's get in. Let me give you some context. So, following reports of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle being involved in the New York City car chase with paparazzis, Whoopi Goldberg shared doubts about their story. Goldberg shared her commentary during the recent episode of The View. After giving a quick rundown, Whoopi questioned whether the car chase were even possible in New York City. Now, I believe that there was a car chase that happened. I believe that, right? Do I believe it was 2 hours, like they said? Because the representative said this is catastrophic and that they were being chased for 2 hours. This is what Whoopi had to say. Okay. Hold on, let me see.
Harry and Meghan were followed by paparazzi while leaving the Ziegfeld Theater. Their spokesperson called it a near catastrophic car chase. Others said it wasn't bad. But I think people in New York know if it was possible to have car chases in New York, we'd all make it to the theater on time. But I think their spokesperson referenced something that you generally would reference in Los Angeles. That's where you have chases. That's where you can move at high speeds. Right. I think they were dealing with aggressive paparazzi. Yeah. But I don't think it was where, you're watching on TV like this, watching the cars go, because, you can't, it just doesn't work in New York.
No, I mean, sometimes I'm in the city and I hear an ambulance trying to get through, and I think that person's dead.
Yeah.
That person is dead.
Prince Harry and Meghan.
Yeah, so, okay, yeah. Now, here's my thing. Do I think that they were being chased for 2 hours? Absolutely not. I'm going to start by saying that. They were not chased for no goddamn 2 hours. Just like the mayor said, maybe it could have been 10 minutes. It could have been a couple minutes. It could have even been 30 minutes. But 2 hours? It's just not possible. I mean, I've been in Ubers in New York. Let me tell you something. You're not getting nowhere fast. You're not getting nowhere fast. I don't care where you are in NYC. If you are in a car, you're not going nowhere at no time. Okay. Had it been 2 hours, had it been an hour or something, a car would have got hit. Somebody would have gotten into an accident. Because, I mean, there's so many cars in a street in New York. So many, people getting stopped by the lights. I mean, we are running lights. We are dodging cars. I mean, it's kind of impossible when there's 5 different cars on one street. No, I don't think now, what people saying, they was implying that it didn't even happen at all. This is something that would happen in LA, in LA. I think that they were chased or followed. But to say that it was 2 hours, I'm just not, I'm not buying it. I think the representatives of them need to really work on their PR. I don't know if that's what Meghan and Harry wanted them to say. I'm pretty sure it could. I don't know, child. But again, I do understand how this could be scary for them because we do know what happened to Princess Diana. But I don't think that they were being chased for 2 hours. If y'all would have said y'all was chased by the paparazzi on foot for 2 hours, okay. All right. There's always, there's many people on the street. I mean, it's whatever. But in a car, I don't see it. I don't see that happening. Now they calling them the Jussie Smollett of New York, child. I'm like, y'all need to stop. Okay. They definitely were followed. I definitely felt like they were followed by the paparazzi, but, and I don't think they're looking for attention. I just think they might just want to be left alone, and this happened, this whole paparazzi thing happened. And I guess I don't know. I don't think it was 2 hours. I think it was a good 10 minutes, maybe 30. And it wasn't no car chase. Okay. You just got followed. And we know how the paparazzi could be like vulturous. I mean, we seen like Beyonce, like recently, like when I tell y'all, when the girl was wearing a dress, them paparazzis was like right under them, under Jay and Beyonce. I'm like, hold up. Now, paparazzis can get a little handsy and a little bit too close and a little just to get that shot. It's not even worth it, but I get it. I mean, they gotta get those pictures so they can get paid, but I don't know. Tell me what y'all think about it in the comments, child. There'll definitely be a poll for the audio listeners. If you're listening on Spotify, there'll be polls on the posts so you can, get your thoughts on that specific topic. Now, my last couple topics I wanted to get into was none other than the Carters. So basically, Jay-Z and Beyonce reportedly purchased the most expensive home ever sold in California for over $200 million. Okay. Real estate sources tell TMZ that the couple paid $200 million for the property, making it the most expensive home ever sold in California, eclipsing the previous record of $177 million. It's also the second most expensive real estate deal in the country, the top being the $238 million for an apartment in New York City. Now, here's some of the pictures of the house. Now, I'm going to let y'all see it. It aesthetically, it looks pleasing. Like, this is something that I made off Sims. Like, I definitely lived in a mansion like this on Sims. Definitely, if y'all know Sims 4. Okay, what is it? Shama Shuno or so, whatever. Look, I'm over here speaking Simlish. Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. But no. Now, this reminds me of Sims because I'm like, why we got the drywall? Sim players, if y'all know. What's up with the drywall? But I'm pretty sure it's going to be like painted. But I was just like, what is this? I think this is nice. I think this is Black excellence at its finest. Okay, y'all bought the most expensive house in California. What a flex. That is a flex right there. Shout out to the Carters. It looks nice on the outside. I love it. I think that's an infinity pool. Oh, and it's on a beach. Oh my goodness. So y'all can just, go to the beach while y'all, this is a fun little house. Definitely, I'm not feeling that drywall though, girl. That drywall. I know my broke ass child. Look, I ain't got no room to be talking, child. I can't even get nothing happen. I couldn't even Airbnb this shit. But I was just like, girl, not the drywall. That is not a good look. I mean, I like this part right here, like the little. It looked like an ocean view or something like that. Or maybe it's like some type of marble or something and it just goes right. Yeah, I like that. But we got to paint those walls or something, child. But other than that, this is a nice house. When I looked at it, I was like, now we went to a whole nother post. I was like, where the gate at? That's my other thing. I'm like, where the gate? Because Lord knows, child, there's going to be some people trying to get up into there. But you know what? I think that it's like one of those communities where it's like gated and it's like, you have to have access to even get into this section of land. But yeah, shout out to the Carters. Shout out to Beyonce and Jay-Z. They about to, she shutting shit down on the tour. Okay. She's still touring. She recently, since we're on the topic of Beyonce, she recently did a remix for America Has a Problem, which featured Kendrick Lamar. If you know me, you know America Has a Problem is my favorite song on that album. Okay. And this I liked how Beyonce recreated it. Right, she added new elements to it. She kind of like she always does that with a remix. It's never the same song and just slapping a verse onto it. Like no, she literally probably re-recorded it, added some elements to it. I love that. I'm gonna be honest. I did not like Kendrick Lamar's verse on this. I felt that the verse was very unserious. I love the cover art for this too. If you zoom in, it's like I thought it was bullets. It would have made more sense if it was like bullets making the American flag, but it's really pills. And it makes sense, but it also makes sense too because like America has a problem. Okay, addiction, opioid, whatever you want to call it. I didn't like his verse. I thought that the verse was very unserious. I thought that I had to listen to it again. It kind of has grown on me. Like his verse is kind of grown on me, but it's just like, what are you talking about? I never listened to a Kendrick Lamar song or a song that he was in, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I know he gives us the punchlines. He gives us like stuff that you have to like really think about and probably got to go on Genius to annotate. But in this instance, I was like, what is this? What are you saying? What does this have to do with the song? It seemed very slapped on. You know, a lot of people felt like Doechii should have been on there because Doechii came out with her little verse. She came out with her little rendition of the remix on Twitter months ago. And they said she needed to be put on that damn song. You ain't put Doechii on the song, babe. I mean, I get your vision, I do. And you worked with Kendrick Lamar before, but I don't think this was the song for him. He could have been on something else. Something else, honey. Like, it just was not given to me. And I hope, like hell, he will not be on the video. Please, if you gonna do the visuals, Beyonce, do not have him be on the visuals for America Has a Problem. We need to see nothing but you. Okay. But yeah, that is my honest opinion on that song, child. I love Beyonce's part. I love how she recreated it, but the verse just really didn't do nothing for me, child. I'm be honest. I probably got to listen to it more. I think that's the thing. I probably just have to listen to it more. But you tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. I think that is it for today. We're at 42 minutes. We're a little short episode today. Probably be, once I edit it down, it'll probably be a lot shorter, child, because I know I got a lot of outtakes. But I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Hope to see you again. I'll probably make some clips. I might make clips. I don't think I need to. This might be like a one and done episode, to be honest. Anyway, I have timestamps on it, so y'all be able to watch different sections of it if I don't end up like making like video clips of this. But please be sure to give this podcast a like. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. As for my audio listeners, please be sure to give us a rate, 5-star rating. Subscribe to the show if you're not already subscribed or followed. And I will be back when I'll be back. Okay. See y'all later.